The views expressed in this video are of our guests alone. This interview is not confirmation of any of their allegations. These are opinions. Any name mentioned here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Guys, we are back with Jaguar Wright, and I cannot wait to talk to her about Ariel Mitchell Kidd and this seeming celebrity sex tape auction. Jay-Z, Piers Morgan. Oh, we're going there. Welcome to Popcorn Planets, the interview. I'm Andy Signore, and I'm here with Jaguar Wright, who is back for part 2. Welcome back, Jaguar. So happy to have you. I got to start this one because I want to hear what you have to say, but I want to share a little bit. I know you said you watch Popcorn Planet. I'm grateful to hear it. I've had a couple lawyers come on, and we have really gone after Ariel and her sort of antics, because before the whole gag order happened, for those unaware, she's now gotten a gag order as she's repping Courtney Burgess. Courtney Burgess seems to be the one, I don't know, I'm connecting my own dots, who tried to sell the sex tape to the celebrities on News Nation. It was quite a weird thing that we caught weeks ago as it was happening. She was on News Nation seemingly telling these celebrities, I highly advise you take the offer because there's going to be a bidding war, or else, you know, what would God do? It was pretty despicable to watch this clear, I thought, blatant blackmail of an attorney trying to play like, I don't know what to do. I'm curious, did you sense all this? Did you see all this happening? And is my instinct correct, incorrect? Did this seem like a crazy, weird sex tape auction to you?
Yeah. That's exactly what it seemed like. More importantly, when you deal with reputable lawyers and law firms, I mean, how often have you heard people in the past 20 years come out and say, oh, yeah, well, you know, there's catch and kills. And you don't hear that announced. Yep. The whole purpose of a catch and kill is to not announce it.
Not go on News Nation or Banfield to keep reminding everybody that it's out there and there's a lot of networks. What network's going to buy this alleged tape? Also, it seems bonkers to me.
Well, this is the thing. If you're an attorney and your whole fight is for justice, then what you shouldn't be looking for is hype. And there's a lot of hype around the way she's moving. And like I said, it's just now when I'm looking back, especially after yesterday with Courtney, and now that it's on record that she's Courtney Burgess's attorney, I don't know. It seems like she would have mentioned that sooner.
You'd think.
And
how do you have two sources that have the same tapes, right?
Yeah, but she also said in earlier interviews that she saw the tapes.
She was shown I think someone held up the phone or through a Zoom is how she tried to justify it. But
and she said she saw it. And so I'm just curious, if Courtney had it and he never watched it, who played it for her?
She's avoided that.
Who played it for her?
Well, and that might explain why they got this sort of summons, no? It seems like
her wardrobe and her makeup budget, they've spared no expense. It's almost like they're trying to make her a real life Olivia Pope.
Were you surprised to see them outside calling TMZ on their appearance at the grand jury?
I don't know why a lawyer who was interested in justice would be calling TMZ. What would be the purpose? Harvey Leviathan? He's not here to help anybody.
It's weird. He seems to be helping Diddy more than anybody else.
Well, that's his friend. I mean, he
allegedly. Sorry, I got Jaguar. Sorry, everything said here is Jaguar's opinion. Okay, it's not mine. Don't sue me.
I'll say it for you. Allegedly, you know, because people keep forgetting that Harvey's background is he's a lawyer too. It's pretty amazing to have a lawyer who has a background in fixing, doing pop culture gossip news, and being able to get it to the public before anything relevant comes up. I mean, even his coverage with Twitch is twitchy.
Oh, he's a supervillain. We covered the Free Britney movement. He was supporting that conservatorship and those disgusting, awful managers.
He wasn't supporting it. He was helping stage gaslighting attempts to keep the conservatorship relevant.
Yep. So you always got to know who's behind it all. And it does seem like there was clearly a relationship. So again, we've had lawyers on who've said it. This is a weird look. You don't, the government's not telling TMZ they're on the court steps. The only person who could have tipped them off was these two individuals. And it does hurt their cred as to the justice they claim to be about. I want to go then pivot to the next topic, which was Piers Morgan. I've been on Piers Morgan as well. I don't want to have a beef with Piers. I'm a regular there. I would like to come back.
I don't have a beef with Piers.
No offense to Piers, but Piers, what the hell was this? I'm in shock, Jaguar, and I want to hear from you because I have so many questions about this. First off, before we get anywhere, can you confirm or deny? I think you have in previous interviews, but just so people are catching up, has Alex Spiro or Beyonce or Jay-Z served you?
No.
Did they serve Piers?
No. I spoke with Pierce's attorney, Oliver. Quite a lovely British gentleman. Cheers to those guys over there. No, after all of that apology business, we talked, and it was left at, in the words that you guys use in America, we're good. And I've always said that I thought that Piers is smart prey when it comes to journalism. I just think that he underestimated me. He wasn't expecting to get that phone call. Nobody was expecting that phone call to be made. The issue that I have is the attorney who made the phone call and why it was parceled out to social media as paperwork had been served. There was none. Alex,
can you elaborate for those who aren't following the phone call? Can you explain that to the audience?
Okay. Alex Spiro, after my interview, started taking large deals for Mr. Carter because I think I cost them, I don't know, maybe about 15, 20 million with my appearance on Piers. And then the Levi stock offering and that campaign that they had, it really didn't go off the way that they wanted it to. They thought that the whole Beyonce campaign was really going to, that's what people aren't understanding, is how this works. They didn't have anything to say about me or acknowledge me until I started taking money out of their pocket. And then, rather than taking me to court, they just had Spiro call. Now, Spiro is a bona fide fixer. And guess who else he represents?
Well, he represented Alec Baldwin beautifully. I have to give him credit.
He's a wonderful fixer.
That was an insane fix he did.
But
yeah, he's very, very popular.
Narratives in place. He also represents Elon Musk. And he's also now representing the Tupac Shakur family, trying to get to the bottom of what happened to Tupac. He also allegedly, if I'm not mistaken, put together the legal team that failed Tory Lanez. Thank God he's going to get a new trial. Alex Spiro is involved in a lot of things. Right now, what I'm going to get to the bottom of is whether or not he and Ariel Kidd have a background or have worked together in any way. Because if that's the case, I'm telling you right now, this was all a red herring. This was a ruse. I said it yesterday. I'll say it today. Everyone keeps wondering, when is the Jigga Man going to have something to say about his friend, the Diddler? And he said nothing. But it would be smart to put together a little legal wafu. Get your hands on that book. Create enough disinformation to create reasonable doubt. It would be a perfect way to help your friend quietly and keep yourself out of the conversation. And that's what Alex Spiro has been doing. I'm still trying to understand why he's allowed to operate at all and why he isn't being sanctioned for all of those lies that he told about the Rockefeller offering. Because he was sitting there pretending like he represented all of Rockefeller when he only represented the Jigga Man's interest. Then he lied about the stock offering to tank Dame Dash's sale, acting as an attorney. It's unbelievable. They sat there and lied. Alex Spiro lied, intentionally to harm Damon Dash's stock offering for the Reasonable Doubt catalog. He's a liar.
Well, if I can interject, that's what lawyers do.
Yeah, no.
Lawyers are allowed to lie, and
supposed-
defamation, you have to show damages to really win defamation as well.
Absolutely,
is that just
but
part of the
they're
legal
not going
plan?
to do that against me. Because if they do that, then they have to explain how I know what I know. See, the truth is I've had them at check for 2 years. Checkmate is coming. I promise you.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting, and I appreciate it because it's like the fact that Pierce buckled, which I imagine was because of the parent company or the deals he had going, whatever reason. I'm curious your thoughts. To me, it's amazing that they went after Pierce in the UK rather than you, because if you're not telling the truth and you're defaming it, which your words on Pierce, why not go after you? That's where I'm confused.
I don't want to be, the nuclear agent that I am. I've been left with no choice. Just do the right thing for once, Sean. Do the right thing. Why didn't you stand with your wife down there in Houston at the demonic National Convention party? Why did Kelly have to put on a man's suit as proxy? Where are you?
Do you, I guess, again, and these are allegations, these are the speculation theories by Jaguar, which have literally been cut from Pierce, so I have to be very careful legally. Beyonce and Jay-Z deny any wrongdoing. These are just theories, and I'm putting the speculation warning up. But I guess I want to ask about them specifically. Like, you say, in your opinion, Jay-Z is a bad guy. Like,
well, I know he's a bad guy.
You're alluding, though, to the level of, like, Diddy and is Beyonce equally as bad or just complicit in letting Jay-Z? Can you sort of elaborate on what your accusation even is?
Kiss the Girls is the best example that I had to describe the relationship and the camaraderie between the Jigga Man and the Diddler. Okay? These are two people that have been working in concert, collaborating and competing. These are people that have been covering each other's secrets for decades. That's why I say to sit there and to just make Diddy the acceptable monster and not address his greatest collaborator in all of his business dealings it's a miscarriage of justice. Because what you're doing is you're leaving the other half of this two-headed monster out on the street to still be able to do what they do, while this one looks like he's down.
I guess, but again, maybe you're not at liberty to say it yet. I guess that's the comment is going to be, Jaguar. Well, what is it though? What is it? Like, is that coming? Is there something you can sort of allude to?
You got to ask yourself how a young man who pow-powed his brother, and allegedly, as the story goes, on his mother's request to hide her sexuality because it was about to hit the streets. This is a man who pow-powed his own brother and somehow walked away from that instance, got involved in the street drug trade, and somehow everyone else went to jail except for him. He's been making deals with the government and with the feds for quite some time. Allegedly, well, I mean, allegedly, but the thing is, if none of this is real, how does the CEO of his record conglomerate Rock Nation, how is she a known federal informant whose background is transferring on multiple levels? Desiree Perez is one of the most despicable human beings to ever walk the face of this earth. And I'm not saying allegedly. I know that about you, man. I know about all your business dealings in Laredo. I know about all your business dealings in Guadalajara. And I know about who you know in Sinaloa. Why is a woman who's had this much engagement with the Mexican cartels running a rap conglomerate? That makes no sense. And she is a chartered government informant What it sounds like to me is that the government found a very, very, very successful way to control and manipulate hip hop by allowing their top agents to run everything and keep the independent jail system going, because a lot of these rappers are also heavily invested in the jails that most of these rappers go to. It's a bigger business. And the Demonic National Convention has been sponsoring a lot of this business.
Allegedly. Sorry, I got it. Just adding it for my own legal sake. These are theories of Jaguar rights. These are not mine, but thank you for sharing your opinions. Beyonce, do you just as evil in your opinion? Has she done things you know of? Is it more Jay-Z in your mind? What is the...
I know a lot of things that shameless hat has done, but her greatest sin is vanity. And I'm going to say this about you now, baby. Everybody who knows you are dumb as a sack of hair. Truth is, if it wasn't for your singing and your dancing, you would have never been anything more than a shampoo girl in your mother's shop. You ain't got the common sense of a damn dog.
But that's not criminal.
Huh?
It's not criminal. Is there?
No. I'm going to get you there.
Oh, I see. She's just too dumb to know what she's in for.
No, she's just dumb enough to be down with whatever's going on.
Okay.
She's probably one of the most least empathetic people I've ever met in my life. She's always lived in an alternate reality. She's a whole space cadet. And as long as she gets to be the prettiest, and as long as she gets to be the number one, she don't care what nobody do, how they do it. She knew what her father, Matthew Knowles, was doing with all of those other girls in Destiny's Child. She knew. She knew what he was doing with her mama.
This is allegedly, no?
No, I'm telling you for a fact. I know this to be true. Why don't you ever tell anybody how your daddy brought you up from Houston and took you to Oakland and left you with Dwayne Wiggins? And that's how you got your deal with Sony. See, I know their history. I've been busting her ass out for years. But everybody wants to worship and everybody wants to praise. She is a hack. What she's done to her sister Solange is unforgivable. Because it's Solange that was the true talent, and her sister's been siphoning her whole life. She's a thief and a liar. You know what I was taught? Scratch a lie, find a thief. They're thieves, they're liars, they're manipulators. But the things that I could say specifically that I know that happened that are criminal.
And before you do, I'm just covering myself. Jay-Z and Beyonce have said this is all untrue, guys, just for the record. These are Jaguar's opinions. Apologies, you have to keep saying it, but I want to hear your views, but I got to legally.
You saw what they did to Piers.
Yeah. Thank you for helping to make it so. Andy, stop interrupting her. I got to make it a conversation or I get deep shit, guys.
You have to. But this is the thing. Why don't they want to face me? I'll tell you a true story. The night that we did the Fade to Black concert, that epic concert that sold out in 30 minutes at Madison Square Garden, I was there. I was in that show. I was on the ensemble. I was a part of the Philadelphonics. And I watched everything that happened that night. And I'm telling you right now, it was nothing more than a satanic ritual. That's why I walked away that night. But after hearing them brag about how Aaliyah was deceased and Beyonce was the queen and long may she reign, and they did that in Dame Dash's face, Memphis Bleak, it was in that moment that I knew in my heart there was foul play with Aaliyah. And after hearing what Mary J. Blige had to say about it, when she even said it out her own mouth that it was an unalivement, and then she tried to reword it with a spiritual unalivement, and then she further went on to say she got scared because she knew she was going to be next. Why does nobody look at what's there? Now, Jay-Z has had relationships with many underage girls, and they consistently keep trying to pass that off. I was 14 and a half, going on 15 when he started sleeping with her. And I'm not saying allegedly, Sean. And you're lucky I signed the NDAs that I did. Otherwise, I would tell them about all the things that I did with you when I was underage. But I signed the paper and I took the money.
Now, just so we're clear on this, also, Jay-Z and Beyonce's attorney has said that your allegations are demonstrably false. Piers should have known better. I don't know better. I need to ask these questions, Jaguar. That's why I think it's frustrating we're not allowed to ask them and make it clear. Look, these are your opinions.
The only things I can say about anything that Alex Spiro said regarding me is prove it.
Prove it indeed. On that note, you're not going to miss part 3. We're going through some more names, some more opinions. Make sure, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all alerts, smash that like button, and let me know what you think down below. And remember, again, these are Jaguar Wright's opinions, not mine. Do your own homework. Jay-Z and Beyonce and most of these celebrities are denying all of this. These are opinions. These are theories. Please do your own research.